Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. We got a treat for you guys today. My next guest is a very great comedian, very funny guy. He's been in the Johnson Family. He's been in BET Comic View. He's been on Comedy Def Jam. He was on the Monique Talk Show. And I'm talking no other than the legend, the great Rodney Perry. How's it going, my friend?
Hey, the brother just won't quit, Willie.
I'm glad you won't quit, man. You bring
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of joy. How did you get interested in comedy? Like, what made you want to make that a career?
I mean, before I understood that it was a career, I just wanted to make people laugh. I had a teacher in the second grade that would let me tell jokes at the end of the day if I would shut up. So uh, I didn't even know you could make money at it. I just knew I wanted to do it.
Oh, wow. So were you always one that was just like the class clown, or everybody was just like waiting on you to make them laugh?
I grew up in Chicago, and there was a lot of class clowns. Um, I always tell people, like, I grew up with people funnier than me,
Okay,
but they didn't have that thing that make you want to do it in front of strangers.
I got you.
And
Okay.
I was always willing to do it in front of people I didn't know. And so it's almost more intense than the class clown.
Well, I tell you what, man. What are your your favorite? What are your routines? I love. Matter of fact, I quoted it just yesterday, which
Oh,
was,
hilarious.
yeah, oh yeah, the one with the grandfather. When you said, man, them
Junior.
cats, yeah,
Junior.
yeah, them cats worse than we are. They had a whole family.
Whole nother family somewhere. Your friend.
Yeah, that's actually your brother.
Yeah. And that's loosely based in reality because the rumor in my family is that my my grandfather was that dude.
Everybody got somebody in their family that do.
Indeed.
Listen. I went to a a um a funeral, and it came out that the deceased had another daughter. We knew he had two.
Wow.
We didn't know he had three. And so
Hey,
I was like, it always come out at the funeral. It always come out at the
hey.
home going.
If it's gonna come out, let it come out at the funeral. What they can't be mad at you now.
Well, he can't hear.
Don't care.
What makes Rodney laugh? What comedians do you like?
Oh wow, that's a great question. Tony Roberts,
Oh, he's
JB
funny.
Smooth is one of my favorites.
Okay.
I like big physical comedy.
Okay.
So of course, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle makes me laugh. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of Kevin Hart. I'm a fan of Cat Williams.
Yeah.
I'm a connoisseur. I mean, I love comedy. I watch a lot of comedy. So
Okay.
I just watched this young lady, Sam J. I thought she was really funny.
Okay.
And I like to watch my peers. And I watched Dion Cole's comedy special. It was brilliant. And so it's a lot of stuff. It's probably a better question to ask me who I don't think is funny, and I probably won't answer that.
That's why I didn't ask you that. And other reason, because when I spoke to, I remember talking to JJ Williams,
Mm-hmm.
and we one of my conversations with him was like, why is it that in with other ethnic groups, right? This guy can be funny, that guy can be funny, or that guy could be a great athlete, the other guy could be a great athlete. But when it comes to our community, we're trying to see who's the best, like who's better than someone. When everybody just has their lane, everybody can be funny.
Yeah. I think there's a thing among blacks that there could only be one at the top at any given moment, and that's kind of not true. you
Correct.
know. And as people of color, what we don't get all the time is the luxury of genre. You
Hmm.
know, when you like give a great example, Will Ferrell, right? He
Right.
makes silly movies for white male adults.
Right.
That's a very small niche. But
Right.
when you black, you gotta affect the whole black. I
Yeah.
need grandmamas and preachers and thugs and killers. I need all them to love me at once if I'm black.
Right.
And Tyler Perry is showing us that you can still have a niche. So, I mean, he's looking for the church going female, you know, the head of household,
Right.
and that's a niche. And
Right.
so, we gotta still try to, as people in comedy, we gotta try to find our audience.
Yeah, and I like that what you said because like a Dave Chappelle, like a Chris Rock, their comedy is a little bit different. It's brilliant, but it's intelligent. But that recipe may not be for everybody because that's why
Mhm.
some people don't get it. And then there's, like you said, Tony Roberts or Arnez J or some guys that are more physical with their comedy and people like that. So there's a lane for everybody.
Right.
So what is the for you, what is the process for you to put a comedic joke together as you're writing a routine? What is that process like for you?
For me, it usually starts as the idea of something that makes me laugh, whether I see it or hear it or think it.
Hmm.
It starts as an idea, and then my next step is to put it on stage,
Okay.
like just the idea, just to throw the idea out,
Hmm.
and I'll work it out on stage, over a couple of appearances. If it gets a big laugh immediately, I'm probably gonna add it. If it gets nothing immediately, I'm probably gonna get rid of it.
You give so you don't go back and try to add
I mean, I got some concepts, like a couple of my friends like, dude, you got to do that. They require a little more work.
hmm.
And I'm just a guy that loves big laughs. And so if I don't get big laughs immediately, I'm not gonna beat my head against a wall for a mediocre joke.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Do you feel? Because I know everybody asks this question. When they ask you, comedians, as far as like, are people too sensitive? This. So let me ask the question a little bit different. Do you feel like today maybe people need to learn how to not take themselves so seriously, so they can actually laugh at themselves?
I mean, you can murder mix that question a million ways. I appreciate you trying to fix it, but are people sensitive, or should they get over themselves? Maybe, but it's a serious time. And
Yeah.
my job as a comic is to help you lighten the collective burden. My thing is this:
Hmm.
uh, intention matters.
Okay.
So you have to consider a person's intent.
Okay.
If I'm not intending to hurt you.
Right.
I might say something and I might not even understand that it's hurtful. So you got to
Okay.
have a conversation with me before you just go off the deep end. And so uh, I think people are kind of super sensitive nowadays, but you know I can't say I don't care,
Right.
but I'm gonna do my art. I
Sure.
mean, I'm a painter. If you don't like green, don't look at my picture.
Right. I get it. And that's why I asked that question, was for the simple fact that sometimes, I even tell my kids, it's like sometimes you can't always be okay with laughing at somebody else when they're the butt of the joke or they did something unintentionally funny. But then when it
Mhm.
happens to you, now you want to be all serious. That ain't
Right.
funny. It's like you got to be able to laugh at yourself and find the humor. And I appreciate comedians like yourself because I'm gonna tell you, if you ever go to a home going, I'm probably the person you want to call because I will find the funny at the funeral. I'm gonna find it. Somebody gonna wear something.
Oh,
Somebody gonna
it's
do
in there.
something.
It's in there,
Yeah,
especially a
it's
black funeral. You know.
and that a lot. That's just my coping mechanism. Uh, with,
Absolutely, man. Again, it lightens you up. When you laugh, the sadness is all of a sudden they can't exist in the same place.
correct. So I like what you said there as far as your picture. You like green, and if you don't like the color green, then don't
Don't look at my
don't
picture
watch the
because
picture.
it's got a lot of green on.
What is the for you? What do you think is the most misconception of being a stand-up comedian that people just think that they can do it? Oh, I'm funny. Let me go on stage.
I mean, this is the deal. If you're doing comedy
Hmm.
and people look at you and
Hmm.
don't think they can do it, you're probably not good. Like, if people looking at you going, I ain't never gonna try that.
Right.
You know, that means you making it look hard. You know, so we as comedians, our job is to make it look easy. I mean, you watch Mike Epps, and you
Right.
like Mike Epps because he seems like he coming off the top of his head, but
Right.
he's a professional, and he's saying these jokes 1,000 times. So, you know, I guess to answer your question,
Hmm.
you know, anybody can do it, but the question is, will you do it? Will you put the work in? Will you write? Will you create? Will you do? I mean, I'm 30 years in the game. You know,
Right.
I met a comic today. He's like, Rodney, will you mentor me? And I'm like, man, I don't even know if you want this. First of all, you don't get to pick me. You don't get to pick your mentor. The mentor picks you.
Gotcha.
So I said, you keep working. I'm gonna pay attention since you'd have reached out to me. And if I see somewhere I can help, I'm gonna help. But
Okay.
you know, I mean, at the end of the day, man, uh, it's supposed to look easy.
Well, even though you're making it look easy, is it can comedians really be taught, or is it
Yes,
is it oh, it can. Okay.
yes, absolutely. I've talked to people. My buddy David Arnold teaches the class out in L.A. Well,
Mhm.
you can learn the 1+1 = 2 of comedy.
Mhm.
Now, what you can't learn is funny,
Okay, that's why I was going with it. Right. You can't learn to
right?
be funny. You
So
either
you
funny
can
or not.
learn, like, if I say certain words
Right.
in succession,
Mhm.
I can make you laugh, but I might not be a funny person,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
so there are some really successful comics that are just really good writers.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And so then you be around them expecting them to do something, and they be like, because that ain't in their spirit, you know.
Right.
They ain't funny people. You
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying? You
Gotcha.
know, it's like there's like if you ever around Tony Roberts, it
Right.
feels like his show. You like, dude, this dude is crazy. But
Right.
you know, then there's some you'll meet and you be like, this dude is it's an act, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Okay.
it's like he's not really the thing that I like as
Gotcha.
a person.
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to sit down, formulate, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that how he does it to put his routine together. But
Right.
just being a funny person, that's just not that particular individual. And then you
Yeah,
have
it
some
ain't for
people.
that. It ain't for everybody.
Gotcha. Not for everybody. So I did. So what does make um, Rodney Perry laugh?
Anytime somebody fall, uh,
You got me laughing because that's always
it,
fun. Make sure they
when
not
people
hurt
fall,
first though.
me and my daughter had a debate the other day,
uh,
and we were talking about Meg the Stallion got
right,
shot in the foot, and
right.
I'm like, that's funny to me. Like, I mean, just the sentence. If somebody, hey, you know, so and so got shot in the foot, you'll be like, that's funny. It's the same. It's the same. Like you say, is she okay?
Right. Oh yeah, she okay. She gonna be out. She gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you find out if you find out how a person got shot, like what prompted.
I'm thinking the Harlem Nights. I'm getting shot in the pinky toe. I see all that.
Yeah, you
So
see, okay.
I'm seeing all immediately. So I'm jumping to that. So that makes me laugh. My I got a little brother, man,
Hmm.
and I think he's the funniest human being on the planet. Funnier than any comic I've been around, and he
Okay.
makes me laugh every time I talk to him.
Okay.
You know, what for 5 minutes or 50 minutes, he make me laugh. Um, uh, what else makes me laugh? Um, I don't know, just people doing stupid stuff. People getting slapped. That's always funny to me.
For
You can't
whatever
go wrong.
reason,
A good slapping.
especially if it's hard.
Oh my god! Spin their head around in the circle.
It's like woo. Let me ask you this question here. How did you, from like you said, you've been in the game 30 some years in the business. What do you feel is how did you get here?
How did I get here?
How did you get
I
from
mean,
where you are now, from the beginning to where you are now? What got you here?
stick to itiveness, uh, love, love of the game. Um, I realized pretty early on I wasn't a sprint, and I'm in a marathon, and every once in a while you need a win to keep you going. You
Right.
know, that's when you get up to a point you be like, man, I can't do it no more. God to give you a win. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
for me, one of my wins early on, I got to that point, meet
Hmm.
Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer took me under his wing, showed me the
Okay.
ways of the Jedi. At one point it was George Lopez, took me under his
Okay.
wing, showed me another part of the game. Later on I meet Monique, and that's a big jump from
Right.
from TV into national touring and stuff like that.
Right.
And so there's always, and most recently I booked a movie, with Eddie Murphy, Coming to America too. That's another thing that
You in there,
going for
bro?
yes sir.
You know I got to see it now. If you in there, I really got to
So
see it.
it's gonna be crazy, man.
Big ups, man. Big ups.
Yeah, I ain't the main character, but I
That's
got a
all right.
cool look.
That's all right. I know the one thing I know about certain comedians like yourself. Just give me that window. Just give me that window, and with that little space, whatever that space is, I'ma
You
kill
left
it.
the window open, I'm coming through.
It coming through. My final
Yeah.
question for you, because I know you got to
Mhm.
run. With everything going on today, with the Black Lives Matter, with the unarmed killing of our people,
Mhm.
the election coming with, just like you mentioned, the pandemic, just so much is happening in 2020. How do you find the comedy to be able to try to bring some joy to people?
Man, you know what, old man? That's a great question. And it was points over the last 3 or 4 months where it wasn't there. You know, I've been off stage more during the last 6 months than I've been in my whole life. You know, uh, I think at one point it was 90 days straight without doing no comedy. That was
Wow.
a lot, and you do feel depressed and like any other person that's out of a
Right.
job.
Sure.
And then one day you see something funny. You're like, I gotta talk about that. Or you notice something. I noticed that, during the pandemic I was spending more time with my wife, but that she was like passive aggressive. She wouldn't tell me what was wrong with her. If we had an issue, she'd
Right.
just do stuff.
Right.
So she lactose intolerant. I look up, she done drunk a gallon of milk and she laying up in the bed. Now I gotta sleep through Beirut because she upset. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you just make those notices, and you just find another way to create. And
Gotcha.
that's at the end of the day, our job as comedians is to lighten a collective burden. Like, so I don't have the luxury of being down when everybody's down. Like, I got to
Gotcha.
figure out a way to make light of this moment, you know, and and that's what the world looks to us for. And I think we're delivering. Whether you see Dave Chappelle and get inspired, or Cat Williams, or Rodney Perry, if you see somebody that should inspire you to keep going. You
Well,
know.
you did. When I saw, it wasn't funny, but I'm gonna tell you how you made me laugh when you were in the hospital, and I'm sitting here like this fool is live on on Instagram. This thing got the tubes and
From
what is
ICU. Yeah, yeah.
right from I like what was this? But not what that did, that allowed me to say, hey, bro, no matter what you going through, you can keep pushing until the last breath out of your body
Yeah.
is gone. So you did that for me. Also, seeing the situation with Chadwick Boswick, not
Yeah.
knowing, his issue, but how he kept filming after he was even diagnosed. So
Wow.
continue, man, to be a light. Continue to do what you're doing, man. I love to have you back on when you have more time. Want to try to get you on with JJ and Jay Lamont. Let you
Oh,
guys,
that's a laugh fest right there.
yeah, just kind of. I mean, pick you
Yeah.
guys' brains at one time, but everybody perspective on comedy and everything
Exactly.
that's going
JJ
on.
and I friends. We go way back, and we toured together with Cedric and things of that nature. And and Jay Lamont. I mean, I've done countless shows with him. He makes me laugh. JJ makes me laugh. I mean, these are just
And
my peers.
I fooled around and asked him to do the wrong thing, man. I asked him because he does a great Don Cornelius, and I asked him that what would it be if Don was introducing Jesus Christ, and he gave it to me.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm gonna send it to you. That fool gave it
All
to me.
right, I can't wait. I can't wait.
So stay blessed, man. Stay safe. Keep your family safe, and we'll love to have you back on, man. And we love and appreciate what you do, man.
Hey, consider it done. Thank you, Otis, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
All right, peace.
My man. Hey, great question, man.